If you're a Qatium user, you probably played around with this pressure panel, and maybe you thought to yourself, why is this minimum so low and this maximum so high? And you wouldn't be alone. We've had a lot of customers give us feedback to say that these numbers really don't make any sense and they're very confusing. If we select the numbers, we can actually see where they're coming from. In this case, the minimum is coming from a junction just near the tank, while the maximum is on a main that's just downstream of a pump. And these really are showing the most extremes of the networks, where the pressures are the lowest and the highest, but they really don't give us a good view into what's actually happening in the network. And there was a debate within the Qatium team, should these numbers have such prominence on the panel, or should maybe we remove them? But from our discussion with our users, we found that they were mostly interested in what the pressures their customers saw were. So we tweaked the panel and updated the way that it worked. And so now when you look at the panel, we're seeing the minimum and maximum customer pressures only. So we're looking at where customer connections are and showing those. In this example, when we click the minimum, we see a new area. And this area we can see is a little bit away from the beach as the elevation gets higher and is closer to the tank. And if we pick maximum, you can see it's near the beach where the elevation is lowest, especially in this network, as it's pumped over the top of the hill. And these really represent the true locations of the minimum and maximum pressures in the network. Now, these are really good to give you a better representation and understanding of the network, but they become even more powerful when we use them in operational scenarios. So say, for example, we come down to the street here, and we see a hydrant that maybe we want to understand what the capacity is and how much flow we can get out of it. You can see this is about 63. And then as we move up to the hill, we can see this is about 51 meters of pressure. If we open up a demand spike and select the hydrant, we can start dragging this across and seeing what the impact we have on the network. We can see this pressure is going down, but at the same time, we can see the minimum pressure in the network is also decreasing. Now, if we select here, we can see it's highlighted that section that was higher up on the hill. And we get a better sense of the impact we're having as we're making operational decisions on the network. If you're still interested in seeing the pressures throughout the network, even if they don't have customer connections, that's possible by selecting the panels up here and highlighting the junctions. This feature is now available in Qatium, and anyone can log in and try it out for themselves. We'd love to hear some more of your feedback.